March 11th, William Carey. Welcome to 365 Christian Men, where every day we aim to inspire and encourage with real-life stories about men. Carey grew up poor, with a meager education. But after he was converted, his thirst for education was so great that he mastered Latin grammar in 6 weeks, French and Dutch in 3 weeks each, and quickly learned Greek and Hebrew. Eventually, Carey earned the title of doctor and became a professor at the first British college in Calcutta. Carey longed to take the gospel where people had never heard of Jesus. Education was simply a means to that end. Carey turned over his ability with languages to God and became known as the father of modern missions. In spite of opposition at home, from churches in England and from his own wife, Carey organized a missionary society and went to India. During the voyage from England to India, he translated the book of Genesis into the language of Bengal. During his time in India, Carey and his co-workers established the Serampore Missionary Press and translated the New Testament into 23 languages. On this date, in 1812, a fire blazed through that printing press. But that's not the end of this story.
If God has a job for you, no power on earth can stop you if you trust Him. William Carey once asked John Newton what would happen if, when he finally got to Bengal, the East India Company just sent him home. Then conclude, Newton said, that the Lord has nothing there for you to accomplish, but if He has, no power on earth can hinder you. In 1798, Carey ordered a wooden press from Calcutta and had it shipped to their site in a tiger-infested and very wet region. Thus, the Serampore Missionary Press was born, and Carey got so happy and excited, some of the natives thought the press must be some kind of English deity. More presses were added. Over the next 12 years, Carey translated the Bible into Bengali and Sanskrit and other major languages and dialects, many of which had never been printed before. And he started a school and taught boys to read the Bible. Then, one night, a fire broke out in one of the offices. Despite valiant efforts to fight it, the building burned fiercely. Carey's entire library, the complete Sanskrit dictionary, a portion of the Bengali dictionary, multiple grammar books, 10 original translations of the Bible were lost in the fire. All but 5 pieces of equipment were destroyed, including the typesets for the 14 different Eastern languages they were printing. Of 1,200 reams of paper they had imported from England, nothing remained. Tears streamed down Carey's face as he spoke. In one short evening, the labors of years are consumed. How unsearchable are the ways of God. Now was the time Carey needed to remember what John Newton had told him, that if God had work for Carey to do, no power on earth can hinder you. Heartbroken, Carey chose to believe, as he had so many times before, that God's will would prevail. As it says in Isaiah 14:27, "For the Lord Almighty has purposed, and who can thwart Him? His hand is stretched out, and who can turn it back?" He wrote to the Missionary Society in England, "The loss is heavy, but as traveling a road the second time is usually done with greater ease than the first time, so I trust the work will lose nothing of real value. We are cast down, but not in despair. The loss is very great, but I can think of 100 circumstances that would make it more difficult to bear." His thought was to examine himself, to see what in himself might have added to this evil. Within a few months, Carey had rebuilt the press and set up a new base of operations in a warehouse. What he didn't know was that the print shop fire would bring him and the missionary cause in India to the attention of people all over Europe and America. Over the ensuing months, over 10,000 British pounds were collected for rebuilding the Missionary Press in Serampore from England and Scotland alone. As Carey's fame grew, volunteers poured into India. 20 years later, the expanded printing operation had published complete Bibles or portions of the Bible in 44 local languages and dialects. Can you think of a time when you had a setback that appeared to be a failure? When that happened, in your disappointment, did you question how God could let that happen? If you're still there, is it time to pray and ask God to show you how to turn the situation into His victory and show you His will for you? If God has a job for you, no power on earth can stop you if you trust Him.
Thank you for listening to today's story. Every day of the year, our hope is to inspire you with real-life stories of faithful men who have gone before us. Hebrews 12:1 says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin that so easily ensnares us. Let us run with endurance the race that is set before us." Join us tomorrow for another story at 365christianmen.com.